The Iowa Taxpayers Association is a group of member businesses that have come together to work on fair, equitable, and competitive tax policy and regulation in Iowa.
Iowa Taxpayers Association's byline is Iowa's leading business tax resource, and it is far more than that. Yeah, it is that, but it's the people that are in it. It's the people who come from various dimensions: government affairs, taxation, attorneys, CPA firms, others, anybody who's interested in Iowa.
Iowa Taxpayers Association is Iowa's leading tax analysis and advocacy group that is both nonpartisan and bipartisan. We are nonpartisan in that we don't get involved in political campaigns, we don't endorse candidates. We're also bipartisan in that we have a wide spectrum of people who sit at our table, from conservatives to progressives.
I think that we have the opportunity to talk with members of either party and be heard, and I think that's unique as far as a tax association in Iowa.
It is the go-to place for tax policy in the state of Iowa, and is a positive force, I think, on the Hill and other places in making Iowa a better business climate, therefore a better place for our state to grow and for people to enjoy.
ITA's goals are very simply to work cooperatively with the governor and the legislature to improve Iowa's tax code, to make it more effective, efficient, make it a better collector of the public revenue, and to ultimately have a tax code that doesn't drive people's decisions.
It is not really a tax policy enforcer, it's a tax policy provider and a resource, and often a sounding board for legislators and others who have good ideas for our state or want to bounce some ideas off someone.
So I would say what we do for the taxpayers of the state of Iowa is we try to act as their advocate to say, from a budgeting standpoint, from a spending money, from a raising revenue, are you following principles? Are you using the best method possible? And if there's a better way, let's have a discussion on it. Let's talk about that.
Linda Weindruch was a very impressive, intelligent woman who was very passionate about tax policy and making things fair and equitable. She was an advocate for the handicapped, but her primary focus, I think, in her career was on fair tax policy.
Linda is someone I've known both as her client and as a fellow ITA board member, and very positive experiences in both instances, and was just so impressed with, right off the bat in my first days, with how smart this person was, how hardworking she was, how much she wanted to advocate for her clients, and not in any superficial way.
She was a woman who was very set in her ways as far as what the right thing to do was, and she was very firm at holding to those positions and holding other people, politicians, her fellow board members with the ITA, accountable for upholding those principles.
Linda's even bigger than the ITA, in that her contributions to the state of Iowa and its tax policy and the taxpayer Bill of Rights, and the other things she did outside of tax and advocating for those in need, that's bigger than ITA. She just wanted fairness and the right answer for everyone, and definitely that strong moral compass that she's known for echoes in her life, not just at ITA.
The contribution she made was just that persistence, that never give up attitude, and she's somebody that, several years after she's passed away, her name still gets brought up.
Linda was a very unusual tax practitioner. Most tax practitioners are very conservative and somewhat non-memorable. Linda was well-spoken, very bright, and very memorable.
The Linda S. Weindruch Award is given to someone who has been nominated by ITA members and others. It's open to the public for our consideration. It's given to those individuals who reflect those four principles: leadership, advocacy, fairness, and a strong moral compass, which we believe are both Linda's story as well as ITA's story.
When you meet somebody as accomplished and I think sparkling as that, you want to remember her in some formal way, which is how the Weindruch Award was created.
And I think that the award is named for her because she poured her energy and her heart and her passion into that. And if we're going to give an award to an individual that's helped influence Iowa tax policy and budgeting principles and all those sorts of things, she would be the right choice for that to be awarded.
The ITA Linda S. Weindruch Scholarship at Drake University is very similar. It's the same principles for which we asked the Drake University Law School dean and professors to make recommendations based on applicants within the law school, those who reflect these principles. And by so honoring those principles, we honor Linda, and we honor, we believe, the future of ITA.
Well, we want to support young law students who have an interest in and a commitment to good tax policy. Most of them will go into tax practice, some into tax advocacy, but we want to support people with an interest in this field because it's so vitally important to the state, to the country, and to our economy.
The award and the scholarship is a real testament to Linda Weindruch and kind of reminds people of the work that one person can do, that one person can make a difference. Anyone that has an interest in tax or making things better, more competitive and fair in Iowa, that they get involved with an association such as ITA. It's nonpartisan, we don't have a PAC, so I feel that it's very balanced when we're looking at different issues, and it can, really make a difference for us and for